Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Tech 10 podcast. My name is Keith Hedlund. I have with me my co-host Clay Blair. Thanks for joining us again. Today's episode, who knows where this is actually going to end up going. But the thing that I'm going to start off with, Clay, is talking about this video from last night. So I posted, for those of you who haven't seen it, I posted a short from our very first episode where I said, hey, let's not talk about politics. And then Clay blurts out, and we started talking. My
Couldn't
son,
help it.
he couldn't help it. Graham thought it was hysterical when he watched the short. He's like, "That's funny." Like he just blurted it out. I was like, "Yeah, no, he did."
You
But
may not want to talk about it, but I
it's
did.
I do. So yeah, it was interesting. I posted that on YouTube last night, and it got tons of traffic, way more than anything else. And I'm assuming it's because of your hashtag Trump, whatever. And either people like him or they hate him, right? They love him or hate him. There's not really a whole lot of middle ground. So it's very controversial, and I honestly didn't think it was going to get very much traffic, but it took off. I was like, oh wow, that's kind of crazy. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. I mean, literally stopped. It didn't get another view. So then I was like, that's strange. Like, and I don't know. Like, I've never used YouTube like this before. I've never done anything like this before. I was like, I'd try again. So I take it down and I changed the wording a little bit, throw it back up. It takes off even faster, right? So it's like, okay, this is interesting, but it stops at like 400 something views is where it stopped both times. So instead of taking 4 hours to get there, it only took 2 hours to get there, but then it stopped. I wake up this morning, it's been 10 hours. It still hadn't gone up at all. Like I'd gone up like 3 views over 10 hours or something like that. So I thought it was very interesting. But the other thing that was interesting to me, so I'll get back to that in a minute, but the other thing that was interesting to me is the number of people who took the time to give it a thumbs down, which I have watched, who knows how many YouTube videos. I'm not a huge YouTube person, but never once in my life have I ever gave a video a thumb down because takes too much effort for me to actually click that. And I
Sure.
just don't care enough, right? Like if I don't like
Right.
the video, I'll just move on. Like, what's the point of,
Stop watching.
right? Stop watching. Like, just
Yeah.
move on. But there were actually people who came out and like said statements to the fact that we obviously don't understand the Constitution. Um, to be clear, I am not a constitutional expert.
Me neither.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. So him and like Ben Shapiro. Like obviously, I think both
Yeah.
of them know way more than I'll like. They forgot more about it than I'll ever
Sure.
know, probably. But saying Trump, I don't know how that means that I don't understand the Constitution or how the two go together.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I feel seen because like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand the Constitution probably like I should.
Yeah.
But I do know that the entire Constitution Bill of Rights gives me the right to post whatever I want on social media, just like it gives you the right to like troll me on it, right? That's cool.
I
Freedom of speech.
guess.
It's fine. So we're both
Sure.
exhibiting our freedom of speech. Good. That's
Sure.
great. But yeah, we had
In
several
fact,
trolls.
we should thank them for their negative comment.
Yes, absolutely. So
Right.
it was really funny though because there were several negative comments that, you know, there's basically one person in the world that can hurt my feelings, and that's my wife. Everybody else,
Okay.
frankly, I don't care that much about what they think about me. I've been like this since I was a teenager. It doesn't, what people think about me doesn't really bother. So like me
Okay.
doing this type of platform, okay, cool. That's weird that you said that, but you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Um, but it got me thinking like, why? Like, do you hope that like what's the point, I guess is my question. Are you hoping that you're gonna convince me that I'm wrong and that I should change my viewpoint? Are you hoping to convince other people that see it to change your viewpoint? Are you just throwing it out there because you ain't got nothing else to do? So like let's throw this up against the wall, see if it sticks. What like what's the point?
I don't know. I'm but I don't care either.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't care.
Yeah. Like I mean I
We're doing
drastically
this. We're doing this for fun, and
right.
and if they want to click and watch and
Great.
then take the time to make a bad comment, okay, whatever.
Fine. Right.
Fine.
It's really interesting because like, the first time Trump ran, things on social media got really, really bad. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I dialed way back on social media because there's all the negativity. was just, it was more than I wanted to deal with. And it, why? Like, there's no point in it. But at no point in any of my um, posts on social media have I ever convinced somebody that was on the other side of the aisle from whatever the topic is, whether it's, political or anything. People don't convince people on social media very often, I don't believe, that I'm right, you're wrong, you should it's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get out here, I'm gonna argue it. And I've never understood people that think that they can convince the rest of the world that, hey, posting on social media or YouTube it's the way to go. So I thought that was very interesting. But again, if you're watching this and you stumble upon this, I did delete the other one because again, I was testing stuff on YouTube. I'm sorry that I deleted your post. I wasn't intentionally deleting your post. I deleted the whole video. So if you would like, I would I would greatly
Well, put it back
appreciate,
up. You can come
like,
back and comment
yeah, I mean,
again.
it's up again right now because I'm testing it again. So you're welcome to leave one on that, or you can leave one on this one. I don't really care which one. Leave the negative comment. I personally will
Awesome.
get on there and I will respond to you and thank you. So anybody who wants to leave a negative
We'll
comment on any of
we'll
our stuff,
thumbs up your negative
thumbs up your
comment.
negative comment. And I'm happy to do that for anybody who wants to do it. It doesn't have to be those people who originally did it. So if you didn't get the chance originally and you're listening to this now, I will also give that to you as well. So I'll fulfill my agreement and I will thumbs up and say thank you for leaving your negative comment. Um anyway, so that said, I want to go ahead and throw it out here for the world right now. Based on what we said, I feel like if you've watched our videos, you can kind of see where we align politically and where we align, at least for me, for my faith. But I will be very clear. I am a Christian. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, and he is the only way to get to heaven. I believe that a conservative, small government is the way to go. I think that the government spends way too much money, is way too big. And it creates problems and waste money that I work very, very hard to earn. We can get into it a lot further some other time or later on this episode. I don't really care, but that's where I stand. If that does not align with you, I am giving you permission. Again, you can leave a negative comment, but here's the other idea. Don't watch. Just move on. Walk away,
Yeah.
watch another video, turn off YouTube,
Mm.
uh, go outside for a walk. If I upset you, I'm sorry, but go, take a minute, take a lap around the neighborhood, calm down, come on back and watch something else. I don't ever intend to intentionally inflame anybody's emotions by this podcast because again, you and I are just doing this for fun, right? But if I do, I'm sorry, but that's who I am. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's who I am. So don't watch if it offends you. Sorry.
Same thing for me. I agree with everything that he said, but
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
it's I don't think it's that big of a shocker that two South Texas guys, middle-aged, are conservative-leaning Trump
Right.
supporters.
Right. Like, and if that
After what we
shocks,
have seen for the last 4 years.
yeah, and if that shocks you, that's kind of on you at this point. Right? Like that's like you don't understand what's going on. And by the way, I don't know this for a fact, but my assumption is that you had several guns. Wouldn't that be a fair assessment?
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's fair.
Also, right to bear arms. We both believe in that. And I have several guns. Some people would say I have a lot.
Wait, I
And
thought you didn't understand the Constitution.
I don't fully understand it. I know the first and the
But
second. Okay.
you get 1 and 2,
I get one
right?
and two. I get one
Yeah.
and two. So I'm just saying it should not come as a surprise to anybody who is watching this that two guys from South Texas, one's a cowboy from South Texas, one grew up as a redneck from East Tennessee, that we have guns and that we believe in the right to have guns. So again, if that bothers you, I apologize. I don't want to bother anybody, but just watch
I
something
also
else.
drive a truck.
So do I. Yeah. Mine's a hybrid though.
Shocking.
Mine's a hybrid though. I mean, it gets worse gas mileage than non-hybrids, to be clear. So I didn't buy it because it was a hybrid. I just bought it because I liked that truck. The gas mileage is terrible. Like Toyota. If you're watching this, somebody from Toyota, let
Sponsor.
me. Yeah, you can sponsor, but two, how in eco mode on my hybrid Toyota Tundra 2023 Tundra do I only get 18.4 miles a gallon? That's nuts. Like my wife in her Ford Expedition Max gets like 25 miles to the gallon. Like, I don't understand that. I do not understand that.
That's
But I
what
mean,
I
I
get at I'm sorry. That's what I get at 83 miles an hour in my diesel pickup.
right. Like, just I mean, you're just killing the entire world. Um, Diesel, what's wrong with you? But yeah, I mean, I don't get that. So do better, Toyota. Like, just do better. Like, what's wrong with that? Anyway, that said, I love my truck. It's amazing. So kudos. I would never own another truck, I don't think. Like, I think I'm all in on Toyota just in general, like any type of
Cool.
Toyota or Lexus. But yeah. So, but if you do want to sponsor, just reach on out. Happy to happy to field that call. So anyway, so that's my rant. As far as who we are, I mean, that's just who we are. If you don't like it, that's fine. Move on. That said, our video is really interesting to me. So YouTube again, and I've always said this for anybody who does YouTube, Facebook, like any platform that you don't own, right? You can only complain about it so much. So I am complaining, but I'm not complaining because I'm playing in their sandbox. So I'm playing by their rules. Like if their algorithm wants to shut us down, but it wants to shut us down. There's nothing we can do about it. It was just very strange that it did that. And it did it twice in a row. And so right now I've got it pulled up over here on this other screen. Right now we're up to 320 views over the past 3 hours. So
We'll get
like I'm
100
not
more
getting
and then it'll
right. That's what I'm
disappear.
wondering.
Yeah.
So like we're not
I mean,
going up nearly
is that what we're accusing YouTube of? Is y'all are seeing this video that may or may not align with your views, and you're pulling it. Is that what we're asking of YouTube?
yeah, I think so because again, the reason it's getting traction is because it has Trump on there, right? Because nobody's that not that many people are following us, and frankly, we're not that interesting.
No, I agree.
To be clear, not that many people should be
Why
watching
are
us.
we doing this?
Why are we doing this again? It's fun. But so I like this side of it from just the data side of it, right? Like seeing like what works, what doesn't work, just playing with it because it's that kind of stuff is just fun for me to learn, right?
Okay.
But yeah, so like it's getting traction because of Trump, but then are they shutting it down because of Trump? I don't know because I thought we got past that.
I
Like I
did
thought we were
too.
doing
It's 6 months ago. I would agree. Yes, they are doing that.
sure.
I mean,
Especially
I
Meta.
thought
Meta's definitely past it because Mark Zuckerberg came out and was like, "Hey, we're getting rid of all of our like."
that's right.
They got rid of all sorts of like restrictions and stuff like that. So very
I
interesting.
Who owns YouTube? I thought Meta did own YouTube. No.
YouTube, I apologize. Please do not take this off because he doesn't
Yeah.
know that Mark Zuckerberg is not the CEO of YouTube. Google owns
YouTube, if you
YouTube.
want to sponsor us, you can too.
We'll let you. I mean, I don't know why you would, but you're allowed to. No, it's owned by Google. I also,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Sorry, Google, Facebook, YouTube, everybody.
Meta owns Instagram and Facebook. I mean, they own
Yeah.
other stuff as well, but that's the two main. Good gosh, they own WhatsApp too. Do you know what WhatsApp is? Did I just blow your mind?
Well, I don't even know what you said. You said do I know
WhatsApp.
what WhatsApp is? No.
Yes. I don't understand what you're saying. WhatsApp it's like text messaging, or it's actually like I mean you can make phone calls on it and stuff as well. It's just secure. It was a separate app, and then I think Facebook bought them. It's what I use to talk to the orphans in Zimbabwe. Like they can text me, they can
Okay.
call me. You can do video calls and stuff like that. So it's good
Okay.
for international stuff. You know, some of my international employees, every once in a while, I'll call them on that or text them on that if it's after work hours or something like that. I need to get a message to them. I'll use
So
WhatsApp.
there's a reason that I don't know what it is. I have zero use for it.
That said, there's a chance you still might not know what it is because it's technology. It's fair. So the strangest thing about you, like in literally from the first time I met you, that blew my mind the first time I came out to Dire Beat was one that use an iPhone. But okay, everybody like there's people who don't know technology that will use an iPhone because a loved one's like, hey, just use this phone. Okay, cool. But the fact that you use a Mac is mind blowing to me.
Well,
Like,
I'll tell you why. You're talking about the Mac computer. Um, m- m- because I had a regular desktop computer that I don't know what the brand was, Dell or something, and one day it got hacked or locked up, whatever. And a friend of mine said, "Get an Apple." they don't get hacked like these other desktops do.
Sure.
So I did, and
And that's shocking to me now.
I don't think that's the case anymore because I think that Apple computer got hacked too, but,
Your old one?
um, I think so,
No,
or
that
maybe
thing
it
was
just got
just so
super
old,
slow. I don't know.
so old.
I've
I mean,
had
that was the
2 of them.
problem. I'm just saying that computer was old and slow, and
Yeah.
I don't think it got hacked.
Yeah,
I mean,
this new one's cool. I'll grant it.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
fast.
it's fast as a yeah, I want another one now after
Yeah.
playing with yours. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you use Mac is shocking to me. Now, that said, you use it, but you don't know how to use it other than just to sit down and
It as long as it can email and, um, I don't connect to the internet, then
that's about where
it's
you go,
fine.
right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
about as far
really
as it
all I
goes.
need. I'm looking
Yeah.
at all these things down here on the bottom that I don't know what they
No
are.
idea what they are. Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I will say the fact that we're using Riverside as a platform instead of Zoom is impressive, but it's because Kate. Like, let's be honest. Let's give Kate a shout out. She's the
Sure.
reason why we're able to do this.
That's
Um,
right. She connected the last power cord a minute ago.
right. Because if it wasn't for Kate, he and I would never be able to do this because I would not drive 45 minutes to fix it every single episode that we were going to
Well,
record. I'd have to drive all the way out there and then drive home.
what I don't get is why do I have to use Google Chrome to get into this Riverside thing?
Okay, so that's because they haven't built it out for to work correctly inside of Safari. So that's their fault, right?
Which
That's
is
not
why Apple computers don't get hacked.
okay. Maybe. I don't think that's
That's
it, but
my theory.
maybe. Okay, but there is an app that you could just download because I'm using the app. You could just use that, but I think too easy. But that's technology, so that's confusing to you. I understand.
Whatever it
Fine.
works.
It's working right now. Well, don't touch it. Like I'm not advocating for you to change anything. To be very clear, please don't change anything. Oh man. So, something else I wanted to bring up while we're talking about pseudo political stuff. So you saw where AOC came out and like was talking about how Elon Musk is the dumbest rocket scientist ever, blah blah blah. Do you see that?
AOC did?
Yeah.
No, I
Um,
didn't see that, but
it's not surprising though, right? That she would say
no,
something
not
like that.
surprising at all.
Again, so I don't know that she said it. I didn't actually hear a video, and you can fake everything. So AOC, if you stumble upon this video, which you won't, but if you do, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I think that's what you said. No offense. But if that's what you said, that's just confusing to me because I don't know AOC. I've never met her. I likely will never meet her. I've met one congressman, Michael Cloud, from here, right? Um, other than that, I don't think I've ever met anybody who's up in DC. So I don't think I'll meet her. I don't know how intelligent she is, but after listening to him on his most recent podcast, talking with Joe Rogan and like talking about like trying to create the heat tiles for the
I
rocket
didn't
ship and
even
stuff,
know
like
what he was talking about half the time.
you can no right, sure, but you can just tell like the way he talks
Brilliant.
and like he's got one of the smartest men that's ever walked the face of the planet, right?
Sure.
He has to be.
Yeah, has to be. I don't
So
know, but it's unreal though.
if nothing else, he's really good at faking it because he's worth like
Maybe that's what it is. He
$400
just makes stuff up and knows that nobody's gonna question him on it, except for
maybe.
AOC, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know that he cares what she questions him on.
He
Like, to be
doesn't.
fair, I don't think he does.
No.
Spoiler alert again, AOC, if you're watching this, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't think he cares. So, I mean, it's spoil it for you. But yeah, I mean, it's very eh, it was just mind blowing to me listening to him talk. I'm just like, I legitimately think we are like in an era where I'm having the opportunity to listen to one of the smartest men in the world, just sit down and have a conversation with another guy who yeah, I think Joe Rogan is very smart.
He's pretty smart too.
He's
Yeah.
very smart. He's very
Mhm.
wealthy. I mean, he's not Elon Musk wealthy, but you're like two of the most powerful, is what we'll call them, people in the world just having a conversation like you and I are right now, just hanging out, talking. Like that, the fact that one, we have access to like be able to hear that is cool. But the fact that the technology exists that we can do this kind of stuff still is just really awesome. Because when you and I are kids, we couldn't have even imagined this. Like
This.
it wasn't going to happen.
When did you find the internet? Like, you went from 0 to this is the internet.
0 to this is the internet. It would
It would have been
I was in
go
high
ahead.
school.
Okay.
Um, so I remember my brother coming home talking about it because he had somehow got on the internet, and we didn't have it at home yet, but he had got on the internet somewhere. So it was probably like 10th grade, 11th grade, something like that. Ninth grade maybe, or probably 10th or 11th.
Sounds
Um,
right.
yeah, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like he started telling me about it, and then like again, my parents weren't extremely wealthy. We never had AOL. It was very expensive at the very beginning. Remember? But I can remember going over to my buddy Rachel and Nathan Lux, whatever their house, and they had AOL. And you got mail. Um, I remember them having
Yeah.
AOL. Yeah, my kids will never understand it. But yeah, I remember that, and then I remember I didn't really use it in for any sort of research at all in high school. It was just more to like get on and email people that had email
Yeah.
addresses and did a way to communicate with people that weren't close to me that I couldn't call, but I could and I didn't want to write a letter because again that was our options, right? Um, Using it to that, but then I do remember in college um, using it to do research, trying to do research. It was very hard back then, right? Web crawler and stuff like that. 'Cause I wanted to start my own business. Like, so it would have been like 98, 99 when I really started doing it. In the University of Tennessee, like, you could print out anything you wanted to print out, and there was no limit. So I would, like, print entire, like, huge and I would just go home and read it because I didn't have time to sit there at the library and read it. So I'd go home and read stuff that I printed out, and I probably wasn't supposed to print out that much, but they didn't limit me, so I just kept printing. Um, but yeah, that was my thing. Um, so what was your internet? Welcome to the internet.
1995, the fall semester at Texas Tech, this guy that I was in class with, he said something like, "Hey, this place over here's got the internet." And I said, "What's the internet?" He's, "Oh man, get
Oh
ready."
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what we actually did, but
Yeah.
I remember suddenly there was this email thing that was pretty cool and pretty fast, and I could talk to my friends without having long distance phone
Long
bills,
distance phone. Yep.
you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even when we started using the internet, I never thought that we would be uploading videos or like, I mean, in reality,
No
there's a button right
concept.
here. Yeah. There's a button right here I can push that can stream this live to our YouTube channel. I
Yeah.
won't because we'll have like nobody watching unless my mom happens to be on YouTube. I mean, maybe you can get your mom to
Maybe
jump
our
on.
commenters would be watching, ready
I
for the
doubt it.
next one to come.
Doubt it because I don't think they subscribe to the page. Maybe they did. I don't know. Probably not. Um, but yeah, I mean, it blows me away. And the other thing is, so when was your? Did you have a beeper back in the day?
I never had a beeper.
Really?
Uh, yeah, my friend Hunter Dunn did though.
Okay.
Um, he and I remember how he would know, because you're calling from random numbers
Mm.
and you're calling from somebody's house phone. And so if we needed Hunter, we would dial the beeper number and then leave our football number at the end. And so he would know to call back and
I
ask for whoever.
That's hysterical.
But I
That's
didn't have
funny.
one.
Yeah. So I had
I
one
was
for a very brief time my senior
okay.
year. I have no idea why. And actually, I don't even think I'd let my parents know that I had it. So, mom, if you're watching this, I had a beeper. Sorry. I went to Knoxville. My buddy took me to Knoxville to get it because my guess is that I probably couldn't even have one because you had to have like a monthly agreement to sign up for it.
Sure,
And I was
sure.
I was 17. I didn't turn 18
Yeah.
until right before I started college. So I probably actually wasn't supposed to have that. And I'm just now realizing that. Breaking the laws. Actually, I guess it wouldn't have been a law. Just they couldn't enforce the contract. Um, but yeah, so I had a beeper for a very short amount of time, and then my freshman year in college, I got my first cell phone, and it was unlimited incoming calls. So I would call somebody like, "Claire, on their landline, call me back real quick, call me back," because I only had like
You're
50,
using my minutes. You're using all my minutes.
because I
Yeah.
only had like 50 minutes or something like that for an entire month, right? So like I would call my mom and I'd be walking from one side of UT campus to another, which took forever. I mean, it would like it's a couple miles from where I would park to where I would have to go to class. So I just talked to her on the way. She'd call me back and we just talk. And I'd be walking the whole time. And, terrible cell signal, and it was great. I thought it was incredible, right? It was. eh, I thought it was hot stuff with my huge. I mean, it was like a brick. I mean, it was from Sprint. It was
Did you ever
enormous.
have one mounted in your car, in your truck?
No, I'm not that old.
Those were
No,
the
no, no.
coolest. I thought
Oh,
that was
people who had
I
those were awesome.
heck, yeah.
Yeah.
For my internships, I would get trucks that had them mounted like
Did
that.
they
I
have, like,
was
the big antenna on top?
look heck yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
So cool.
Did you use it? Were
Heck
you
yeah.
allowed to? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Had to.
That had to be
Part of my job.
expensive to make that phone call
Oh,
though, right?
big bills. Yeah.
That's
Big
huge.
bills. Mhm.
Did you ever know everybody who left, the internet turned on, they didn't actually disconnect and had, like, huge phone bills back in the day? I remember a couple of my friends did it, and they left it
Didn't know
on,
you
just
could
forgot to
do that.
disconnect. Yeah,
Really?
like, yeah, because you had to disconnect from the internet when you were done, remember? Because you were paying by the minute. And I had a buddy who, like, he got grounded, and it was, like, a huge thing. He had to pay the bill. He got grounded, couldn't use the internet anymore because
That's
he didn't mean to. It
hilarious.
wasn't that he was actually using the internet. He just got to click disconnect at the end, and it just kept racking up the bill, racking up the bill. It's really funny, very funny. Oh, how
If I
times have.
rem if I remember right, like, AOL would send a disc in the mail that said $10 or something,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep. That
10 bucks
was
for what?
for like, credit to serve for free
For how
internet for,
long?
who knows how long that was for, like, an hour maybe? Who knows? I can't remember. But, yeah. I mean, God, like, this is bringing me back to, like, going to Blockbuster on Friday
Sure.
nights and,
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, all the stuff, man. All the good stuff. Unreal. Yeah, like, my kids, they don't quite understand what our childhood was like because my daughter got super mad. So, I got this new truck. It uh came with, like, 3 gigs of data, like, through the truck itself. And Annabelle somehow found a clue, and she's like, "Oh, can I use it?" I'm like, "I don't wanna actually get signed up for that." She's like, "Oh, come on." So I signed up for it. And then I take her to Houston on a, trip, for a tournament, for a soccer tournament, and she uses it. She uses basically all 3 gigs like, in one trip because, 3 gigs is not that much anymore. She's watching videos and stuff. But, she got back in the car, like, 2 weeks later. She's like, "Why can I not hook up to the internet? Or I'm hooked up to the truck, but it won't actually work." I was like, "Well, you used all the data. It's all gone. Like, there's none left. You'll have to hook up to my phone." She's like, "What's that about?" Like, I don't understand. Like, what's the problem? I'm like, you 3 gigs when I was a kid, when I was your first of all, when I was her age, I didn't know the internet existed, but 3 gigs back in the day, my god, that would have cost, like, $1,000. I think because, we were at 56 kilobytes per second. Now, over at my office, we can do, like, 900 megabytes per second. It's unreal. My kids just don't even understand the world that they're growing up in, which is great, right? They're getting better, things are getting
This
easier.
pillowy soft world that we've given them
Mhm.
with
We're
lots of
getting
gigabytes.
a lot. I mean, you wanna give your kids better than what you had, right? I don't know that a parent out there that does it, but at some point, you don't wanna make them soft. 'Cause, I mean, it's a fine
Sure.
line, right? It's a
Yeah.
very, very fine line. And I don't like, I'm not exactly sometimes I'm like, like, I don't wanna be hard on them just for the sake of being hard on them because that was, the way I grew up. There's other times it's like, "Hey, like, you need to actually appreciate what you have." Because there's kids out there that don't, right? Like, the fact that you have food anytime you want to, there's kids at school that don't have that. You
No
have
doubt.
to appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sure.
So, it's, definitely a fine line, but, yeah, this anyway, back to our, AOC, Elon Musk stuff. It's eh it's very interesting to me that the other thing about the internet, though, is that everybody has an opinion, though, right? Because, like, these trolls that left us messages, it's anonymous, right? No, I don't really know who they are. So, would you actually come up to me if we were doing this in person? Would you actually come up and make that
Of
comment to
course
my
not.
face? I would
No, of
think
course
not,
not.
because most people aren't actually mean. Like, that's just the reality. Is most people aren't mean, but the anonymity of the internet, in AOC's case, she's not anonymous, but, like, the not confronting somebody in person makes it so people are, keyboard warriors, and I'm anonymous, so I can be more bold than I would be in real life. And there's some people that actually enjoy that, which is strange to me. Very strange.
anonymous from their mother's basement.
Oh, there's that. There's that. I mean, I like how Clay's just gonna go and try to. I'm trying not to offend anybody. And Clay's like, up in the ball from their mother's basement. I mean, why you gotta assume they're in their mother's basement? They could be in their dad's basement. Like, it's rude. You're saying they're soft? They're like they're a mama's boy? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a wild accusation.
Yeah. I mean, because it's the internet. You can do whatever you want, right? You can make any
Right.
sort of accusation you want. There has to be no proof. So, yeah, I, it's going to be interesting. The internet and AI in general, it's going to be very interesting to see how things go.
AI is kind of scary, I think.
Yeah, I could see how it would scare somebody like you.
I take no offense to that. None.
No, that seems great about it. You're like, yeah, no, and none at
Yeah.
all. Um, so it does scare me a little bit too, especially like listening to Elon and Joe Rogan talk the other day about like, you have to be able to put it inside of a box of some sort, or it at some point becomes a problem because it just makes stuff up because it can
Mhm.
because
Right.
yeah, it's the one thing that I have been sure to do with AI is, so again, I call Chat GPT, I'll call him Chad. I try to always say please and thank you because when he's running the world, I want him to remember
You
that I
want
was
him to
nice to him.
remember? Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
because I've watched too many movies, right? Like, so I might as well be nice to him. If there's a choice to be nice or be mean. And this is just in life in general, folks. You can choose to be nice or choose to be mean. It could be people or Chad. Just choose to be nice. It doesn't take any more effort to be nice to Chad. So just say please and thank you when you use it.
I say please and thank you to Siri
Yeah. See, I yell at Siri every once in a while. Like if my kid
too.
is everything
She makes me mad sometimes.
pisses me off, man. I cussed at her the other day with the kids in the car, and they're like, "Daddy, you can't talk like that." But then they started cracking up. They're like, "Yell at her again."
Kid her.
I was like, "I'm not yelling at her just to yell at her. I'm yelling at her because she's pissing me off. Like, what are you doing? Just do what I'm asking. Like, what's the point of
Yes.
this hand-free stuff?" And it's so as good as what AI is getting, I feel like Siri's not getting a whole lot smarter.
I don't disagree with that.
So why is
I I don't know.
I can't? I
But
mean,
there's questions that I'll ask sometimes that she doesn't know, and she should know.
you oh, two things that I'm disappointed in
Like,
Apple.
for instance, the other day I said, Siri, who is Texas A&M baseball playing tonight?" And she has to go to the internet and say, "I found these whatever series on." She just did it. Instead of telling me who they're playing tonight, New Mexico State, she's going to the internet.
Right.
And I put her on do not disturb. I did it.
You probably didn't. I know you. But speaking of Texas A&M baseball, I forgot, and I apologize. I forgot to give
Yeah,
a shout out to our sponsor,
no kidding.
Rifle Drilling, Jeff and team over there. Jeff, thank you so much. I apologize. We're so far in. I can go back and put something in. I can edit it, add it back in the future. But Jeff, thank you so much for being the sponsor, Rifle Drilling. We love you guys. Appreciate you. Good luck tonight with or I guess it'll be tomorrow with Justin pitching. But good luck tonight either way. So I need to get that commercial in there, get that out. But yeah, Siri, like she's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, she's been frustrating me lately. But
Mhm.
also my AirPods, like half the time they're not working correctly with my phone anymore. And like, why are these not getting better? Like, what are we doing? Like, technology is getting better, but for some reason, my Apple products, which Apple has always been at the forefront, seems to be struggling lately. It's driving me nuts.
I don't have any comment. They're fine for me, except Siri.
Except Siri. Well, you even have AirPods. They're too far in the future for you.
Those white shrimp things looking
And
hanging
in
out of
my
your
ear
ear.
right here, yes. He said those white looking things. Oh my God. Well, there goes Apple as a potential sponsor. Like we're just going through them. We're not, we're not getting YouTube and Google. We're not getting Apple. I mean, we were so close
Oh,
too,
well,
because I mean,
we've
we
already
have
what do we
like,
need? We've already got rat hole. We're good.
yeah, we got right. That's true. But I mean, I'm saying like we have, let's see. We have 29 subscribers, so I don't understand why people are not knocking down the door as to sponsor
Thank
podcast.
you to those subscribers.
Yeah, thank you for all 29 of you guys. The
Yeah.
fact that we have 29 people that I'm sure one of them is my mom again, so we'll say 28. Um, the fact that you were willing to subscribe is shocking to me because why would anybody want to listen to us? We are not that
Yeah.
interesting. Wait, I mean, we're having a good time, but we're not that interesting. Oh man. So anyway, I don't. Yeah, I. What else? What else do you got? What else do you have going into the weekend here?
Remember we were talking the other day, and I asked the question, I wonder if I can still do a backflip.
For
I'm gonna
you
do
have
it.
now
I'm gonna find out this
specifically, it
weekend.
was
We can
can
talk
a
about it.
48-year-old do a
Yeah,
back?
can a 48-year-old still do a standing backflip? I haven't done one in probably 20 years, but I'm gonna find out this weekend.
So again,
I'll video it. We can put it on
we. Oh,
did you
we'll
get the
definitely put
website up?
when now.
We
What's
have
this
a
being designed? Son, like, come on, man! I have to design it and then build it. We just got a logo done like 2 days ago, or no, yesterday. Just got the logo yesterday. He's like, "Do we have the website on yet?" There's a reason
I mean,
why.
we've got evidence we've got to post. Get
No,
this
we
thing
have
up.
social media. So the social media and website are two different things. I don't know if you know that.
Okay. Yes, I get that.
We have social media, and yes, we can post it on social media. We do not have the website done yet. Everybody, if anybody's made it 36 minutes and 36 seconds into this podcast, sorry. If you have, tell us what you think about the logo. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it.
Did we
I
go
think
with the AI or the not AI?
no, we went with the AI inspired. My people had to make some modifications for it. But I sent you stuff this morning to show you.
I don't know. I may have looked. I don't know.
So those of you watching, if you don't know, Clay gets up at like 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It's really annoying because I have to wait to text him because he cannot be bothered to put on
Not
do not
true.
disturb.
Not true.
He can't put his phone in sleep
I
mode.
did not get up at 5:30 like some psycho though.
But the fact that I can't text you at like 7:30 in the morning or it wakes you up is very strange to me because frankly, I don't care when you get up. I do not. If you want to sleep until noon, that's fine. It does not affect me one way or the other until it comes to, hey, there's something in my brain that I have to get out. I don't write notes down. I send people text messages to say, hey, in the future, I want to talk to you about this, but I can't do that because it's going to wake you up because you can't be bothered to turn on do not disturb on your phone.
What if
So
somebody needs me?
they can break through that. It's possible. Like the
Whatever.
technology exists. Hey, I know Kate. It's Kate still sitting next to you.
Uh-huh.
So, Kate, do you put your phone on do not disturb?
No, she does not.
What? You guys are psychos. Like, I don't want my phone dinging from the 100 emails. Do you not get emails all night long? I get emails all
No,
night
I don't
long.
get email on my phone. I don't need email on my phone.
Mm. Yeah.
I
How
don't.
old? How old are you? Are you secretly 75 years old? Yes.
No.
Yes. You are.
And that's something I also think's becoming less important is email.
Yeah. Well, so it's junk email that I get basically all
I
night
know.
long. It's not actual email, it's junk email. So, like
Yeah.
my team and I, so we use Slack to communicate, which I'm sure you've never. No. So there goes another sponsor. But we're just going to check off all the people that are never going to support our podcast. So Slack, it's this messaging software that I've been using since 2015. I've been using it for a decade. Fantastic. It's great. It's super fast. So it's like text messaging, but it's super easy to keep organized. You can do it as groups. Anyway, I'll show it to you someday when I'm out there. We don't ever use email. Slack went down for the first time in like 6 or 7 years the other day. And my team and I are like, why can't we get a hold of each other? Like, what's going on? We just send emails, like actual emails. Like it was like 1999. It was the craziest thing. It took forever to be able to like talk back and forth. It was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that was a thing because again, like email, there are appropriate times for email, but I think you're correct. Like email is not because there's just so much junk. I get probably 300 emails a day, and
I get
probably
mhm.
5 of them are worth anything.
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
have an
agree.
entire Gmail account that anytime I need to send something that I know I'm not gonna wanna get the
Send it
junk,
there.
I
I'll
send it
just
there.
make up an email address, clay@email.com or something
Oh,
if I don't yeah.
I'm gonna I'm going to mess with you, and I'm gonna get you a new email account, and I'm gonna set it up on your phone. You're not gonna be able to figure out how to take it off. That's what I'm
You'll
gonna do.
watch that phone get less important too.
He's like, he just start leaving it behind. He's like, I think he's
Yep.
dinging. I can't figure out
Ah,
why it's dinging.
noisemaker.
If you are 75, that noisemaker. I'm just gonna leave it over on my desk and walk out. So, can you? This has absolutely nothing to do with anything, just other than to prove your extreme knowledge on everything technology. What's the difference between what I do, which is digital marketing, and IT, which is information technology?
The IT guy is who fixes my computer, but because you're digital, I know that you know how to do that kinda thing, and so
Do I?
that's when I call you, and you start, "I'm not IT, I'm not IT," but then you fix whatever
Not.
the problem is.
So, but you understand how I do it, though, right?
No.
There's a thing
No.
called Google, and they just invented
Great,
it. They
great.
actually own YouTube. I don't know if you know that. Spoiler
No,
alert,
Meta
they own
does.
YouTube. Anyway, they own YouTube. You can get on there and you can search things, and boom, it gives you answers. Very
Great.
strange. Just
Thank you thank you for doing that for me the other day.
yeah, you guys and your emails, like it's just unreal. And then your dad was trying to get me to help him with this phone. I'm like, that is where I absolutely draw the line. I was like, I know nothing about
Yeah.
phones.
That's
It
when
used
you
to be
walked out.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm out, peace, see ya." Because I used to have to help with the phones at car dealerships. They all had phone systems, very similar to what you guys have. And I was the everything guy there, right? I did all the IT. I did the individual computer, the network, the phones, the everything. And your dad said, "Can you help me with my phone the other day?" I think I had a small panic attack.
Flashback.
Yeah, I think like PTSD, something to do with phones and Knoxville Smart Auto. And I was like, I gotta go. Oh, can I get back to the island? Yeah, sorry. I'm leaving. Sorry, Harold. I gotta go. God, that was terrible. That was terrible. But so yeah, so we do have social media up. We are going to start posting some things on social media. We got to get our Twitter set up because that is not set up unless Jamie did it. Jamie did do it. Um, get that set up. We will post your video, success or failure. I mean, because if you fail, I'm definitely posting that, and I'm going to turn it into a meme. And so, no pressure, but do not practice. You got to just one chance go.
Once but fine.
And I will
No
text
sweat.
I'm gonna text Jamie and make sure that that's how that goes.
Okay.
Like, record the entire thing. If you fail and you're like doing the whole like crumpled up, fold up like a lunch chair, I'm gonna be doing slow motion on that. Like, we're definitely gonna be posting that everywhere. So
Okay.
people will definitely be commenting on it. So you'll have your own trolls. It'll be fantastic. It's gonna be a great experiment. I don't want you to fail, but a little bit of me wants you to, just to
No
see, like,
way.
what we could do with it.
No way.
So, no, to be clear, I couldn't do it, but I also in my athletic prime of my early 20s, I also could not have done I never tried a backflip, so no chance.
I think I don't know, sometime in m middle school, I figured out, just do it.
Just wanted to
No.
try and just
No.
here we go.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'd do it. I'd try to do a pool, but yeah, if I would hurt myself. 100% chance if I tried it. So, anyway,
Well, I'll let you know.
yeah, I mean, I definitely wanted to see that as soon as it happens. Like, I don't
Okay.
wanna wait. So, that
No
that
sweat.
needs to come that needs to come in immediately. So,
I've been threatening to do it. Now I don't have much of a choice.
yeah, now I mean, you put it out there in the world, so now you have to do it. I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else?
Nope. I'm good.
Alright, we're gonna wrap it up, get out of town, for spring break. It's gonna be awesome, and, sweet. Everybody, if you made it this far in, 44 minutes, we
Thank you.
appreciate you
Yeah.
greatly. Leave a comment, follow, us on social media, subscribe on YouTube. If you wanna be a sponsor and you're not Meta or Google or Slack who's been offended by Clay or anybody else that he's offended in this episode, just feel free to let us know. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. If not, Rat Hole, it's all you.